Oh, I'm so excited. I am so fucking excited with the news that Milos Kerkez, well, we, Liverpool, are in negotiations with Bournemouth to sign Milos Kerkez. How's everyone doing? Irish Anfield Irishman says, afternoon, afternoon. Thank you very much for coming involved. I know this is a bit of an early stream as opposed to the ones that I normally do, but I couldn't help it with the news that's going on. Plus, I'm working tonight like a dork, so I've got no other time to do this. But yes, Milos Kerkez, the Bournemouth left back. He's the lad that we've all been wanting for the past year and a bit. Is finally in negotiations to come to Liverpool Football Club this summer, and we are going to have the best attacking fullbacks in Europe. We're going to have Milos Kerkez on one side and Jeremy Frimpong on the other, and our fullbacks are going to look like the fucking scene at the end of Fast and Furious where the two cars are flying off forward. I am so excited that this is the way we could line up next season with Kerkez on the left, Frimpong on the right. It's an exciting time to be a Liverpool fan. And there's so many people over the past few years who have given us shit saying, well, you know, you wait and see FC. Oh, you don't like to spend money. You don't like to do this. We could have signed two of the most exciting fullbacks in Europe before the season's even ended. That's how proactive Liverpool have been as a club this summer. And full credit to Richard Hughes, full credit to Arne Slot and this club at the moment, because this is what we wanted to see. We're not resting on our laurels like we maybe did last time we won the league and we signed Simicast. Great. Jota, great. Thiago, meh. But we're going out there and we're signing players who have a direct impact in the squad. We lost Trent. We didn't sit and cry about it. We've gone out and we've signed a replacement. Robertson's clearly winding down. Simicast is clearly on the way out. We've gone out and we're in negotiations to sign the best, well, one of the best left backs in the Premier League. And for the Irishman, it's going to be rapid, mate. It is going to be a fucking speedway up the fullback areas for us. The flanks are going to be rapid as anything. And I think the right side particularly needs at the moment with Salah starting to slow down a little bit in pace. But that left hand side, I am so excited to see Milos Kerkez in a Liverpool shirt. He is going to absolutely smash it in a Liverpool shirt. We've seen this season he is one of the best, not only defensive minded fullbacks, but he's one of the best at getting forward, if not the best this season. He's a contender for team of the season. You can argue with Anthony Robinson. There's a few other options, but Kerkez for me has been the standout left back in the Premier League this season. And I don't know what the fee is just yet. I don't know any of that. Like it's rumored for the past few months it's going to be around 40 million. And if we do, you know, Dylan John says, is Kerkez confirmed? He's not. Allow me to present the actual screen to you because I got too carried away with my own excitement and didn't actually put it in. So this is Fabrizio Romano reporting. Say what you want about Fabrizio. I really could care less about whether he's too reliable or not. I'm just excited about the prospect. So understand, Liverpool have contacted Bournemouth for Milos Kerkez. Deal with talks with now advancing. I butchered that entire first paragraph. Don't care. Liverpool are also completing the agreement on personal terms with Kerkez, who is keen on the move. Negotiations are underway between the clubs on transfer fee. Now, I think it's been one of the worst kept secrets that we have wanted Kerkez, or we have been interested in Milos Kerkez. We're talking about a fullback here who not only is defensively sound, but he's terrific going forward. And I feel like nowadays it's very hard to find fullbacks who are both. Trent, poor defensively, amazing going forward. Robertson was probably your closest all-round fullback that you've seen in recent years. Kyle Walker for City, amazing defensively, not too great going forward. Milos Kerkez is terrific at running at opposition defences. He gave City a fucking nightmare when they played them a few months ago. He gave Liverpool some problems. He caused all sorts of issues for all sorts of sides, Man United, Chelsea, Arsenal. And I think that this is someone who could be a long-term left-back for us for the next 8 to 9 years. He's 21 years old now, and we signed Andrew Robertson when he was 23. And we got him in 2017 summer window, the same one we got Salah, the same one we got Ox. And he's still with us now. He well and truly is a Liverpool legend. Kerkez has the chance to stay for that length of time. He is 21 years old. We're getting him for a steal if it's around £40 million, like the news outlets are reporting. Dylan John said, "Oh, brilliant! We need left back as Robbo's starting to slow down a little bit," and we're going to get into that shortly because I think this is the big discussion that people will have around the Kerkez deal: is what will he bring to Liverpool, but how does this affect our other left backs? And there's been talk now for the past year and a bit, that Liverpool are in desperate need of improving that area of the pitch. And, rightfully so, I think. Simicast has reached his level where he's not going to get any better. Let's be completely honest. Costas Simicast has reached a standard of himself that he's not going to go out and he's not going to get any better. He's a good player. He's a solid player, amazing set piece expert. Defensively, though, he's got a few lapses. He's not the quickest. He's not the. He's a good standard, and I maintain that I think he'd get into a good number of Premier League sides in the league. He could get into 5, 6 teams, maybe. But I think he's someone who is more than likely going to get moved on. And with all this discussion of Andrew Robertson, look, he's the best left back in Liverpool's Premier League era. That's undisputable. He's one of the best in our history, and he gets put into debates about starting 11s, all time Liverpool starting 11s. He's definitely up there, and he's won every single fucking trophy you can win with Liverpool. Like, he has got the clean sweep. He's a Grand Slam champion, but he is on the decline. I think you can see physically there is a wane on the way that Robertson is playing. There's a deterioration in his physical ability. Going forward, he's still a threat. He still puts a good ball into the attackers. He's still good defensively at moments, but as soon as he faces anyone with a bit of pace, he struggles. We saw it against Saka. We saw it against Madueke. We saw it against Tyler Dibling. He is starting to struggle, and it was clear to everyone that Robertson needed to be. We need someone to take over the mantle of left back, and that's not a problem. Robertson's in his 30s now, and he's been playing a system for the past fucking 8 years, which demands high tempo, demands high energy, and he is naturally going to start declining. I still think he's good. I think Robertson should still be contending for number one spot at left back, but we do need to sign someone who can start to phase him out of the team. And Milos Kerkez is the man to do it. And it's smart, long-term business. This is someone who's 21 years old. This is someone who's been one of the best left backs in the Premier League this season, if not the best. And he's getting him from Bournemouth, who we've developed quite a good relationship with over the years. I think we've had their pants down a few times with player sales. That's undeniable. But I think they're a club that we respect, that we can get a good deal for him, a good price. And if he's keen on the move, because now Bournemouth can't get European football, if I'm remembering that right. I think they're ninth at the minute, and it's not mathematically possible or something, or they need something to go their way. Even if they beat City, I think they're struggling. He's going to want European football, or more specifically Champions League football, because he's that quality of a defender. I think Kerkez is someone that we can prize away from Bournemouth for a good fee. Only recently found your channel and yours and Redmen are my main source of Liverpool content. Love how passionate you are about the club. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Really do. I'm not quite Redmen level yet. I'm not putting on live shows and stuff. I think I'd freeze on the stage. But yeah, thank you very much. Do appreciate it. There's more stuff coming out soon. Let me know how everyone's feeling about the live stuff as well, because the live stuff's just to sort of fill in the gaps in between the lists coming out. The lists are a fucker to make at points, like trying to type it all out, get it edited, get it recorded. It can be a nightmare at moments. But anyway, yeah, enough about me. Kerkez. So, how is everyone feeling about Milos Kerkez? Because I think that like I said, it's been an area of the pitch that we desperately need. And in an attacking sense, Kerkez is one of the best. I'll get his stats up now, actually. I'll get his attacking stats, because I think this is the thing that really sort of I tried to make the comparison to Andrew Robertson's 2019-20 season. Don't, though, because fuck me, I forgot how good Robertson was in that period of time. And Kerkez this season, he is very much a good on the ball player, in the sense of he's not your pick out a terrific cross. He's not a, pinpoint pass kind of player. He's someone who will get his head down and he'll fucking run at defenses, and that's what I want. You want a powerhouse at left back who can bomb forward, make things happen, and be a nightmare. And I think that Slot has shown this season that he wants his fullbacks to overlap and maybe put the occasional cross in, but he prefers the safer approach. He prefers it when the fullbacks will square it to the wide player who's gone inverted and they make things happen. I think that's why he struggled with Trent so much. He didn't like the crosses he was making. He didn't like the sort of wild balls into the box, which would lose us possession. At that point, we've got two fullbacks committed up the pitch and we're very open at the back. And we did see at times this season we can be quite open at the back. That's no denying. Frimpong and Kerkez aren't going to fix that issue. Jesus Christ, it's going to be the back line's going to be naked at points. Like, I'm kind of excited by it, but anyway. New contracts mostly sorted. It's time to unleash Sticky Hughes on the transfer market. Yeah, Richard Hughes, man, he's absolutely smashed it so far. These are the first two deals that he's completing. Jeremy Frimpong and Milos Kerkez at fullbacks that's a winner. And how much are we signing them for? So Frimpong's about 30, 35. Let's say 35 with inflation and stuff. Kerkez about 40. So that's about 75, maybe 80 million for two fullbacks who could be with us for what 8, 9 years. I mean, it's clever. It's so smart. I think Robbo needs more competition. He's been pretty much a nailed-on starter besides injuries for almost 10 years now. And as much as I love Costas, he's just not on that level. And there's the issue, because Simicas is a certain level of player. He's a good standard. I'll come back to the stats in a moment, but yeah, Simicast is a good standard of player. He can be in a Premier League team. Like, I think if he went to a Brentford, maybe a newly promoted team like a Leeds. I know Leeds were linked with him recently. He'd do well there. He's that standard of player. He's not bad at all, Simicast, and I think we can get a good price for him. Robertson has. I don't think he's been the nailed-on starter this season, because Simicas has started quite a lot of games. I'm going to check actually how many games Costas Simicas has actually started. Costas Simicas, so starts 24-25. Let's see how many games he actually started for us. Because Robertson has had injuries, yeah, but there is moments this season where Simicas has definitely been the better left back. And I said myself a few times on Redmen, like, I would have preferred to have seen him start at moments. So in the Premier League, he's been in the squad 32 times. He's been in the starting 11 8 times, and he's been substituted in 9 times. He's only played 15 times in total. More subbed in than starting 11, but that's 8 matches where he started in the Premier League. Don't forget as well that he's also been in the Champions League. He started 5 times, was substituted in once, didn't feature twice. One of them, I think, was... So the Real Madrid, he missed because of ankle injury. Girona, he missed because of ankle injury. Started against Lille and PSV Eindhoven, the 2 last sort of games of the campaign. So, he's a good player, but Robertson does need that competition. And I think he needs someone who can, when Robertson comes out, you don't notice the decline in quality. Kerkez is going to be that type of player. And don't forget as well, he's got a lot to learn at the age of 21. He's came from AZ Alkmaar. He's gone to Bournemouth. I'm really struggling to remember names today, but he didn't play under Arne Slot. He was there Arne Slot was at AZ Alkmaar in 2019-20, the season we won the league. Kerkez wasn't there at that point. He joined in like 2022 or something. So, yeah, Robertson needs that competition. And I think he needs someone where there's a sort of genuine danger of him being knocked back. And I love Robertson. I think he's been our best left back in the Premier League era, certainly one of the best of all time. But you can see him declining physically. He can't track back to the speed he used to. And understandable. This isn't a dispute on that. He's 30 now. He's been in an intense system for 8+ years under Klopp. Now he's transitioned to Arne Slot, and I think he's handled the transition fairly well. It is just when he comes against the likes of Saka, Madueke, Tyler Dibling, Cunha, he struggled with at points this season. Even against Man United, he struggled against Amad Diallo. Like, there's multiple examples of him struggling. Kerkez is not someone you're going to notice a decline in when he comes into the squad, and he's got a long time to learn from Andrew Robertson, someone who's been there, done that, got the t-shirt, and fucking won everything you can. So it's vital for Kerkez. A lot of talk about 3-4-3 now. No chance. And then there's another comment saying, please, for the love of God, don't go 3-4-3. I don't think we're going to start with 3-4-3. I think we'll sort of... The way that Trent started to go inverted, Frimpong will maybe be there. we'll go to a 3-4-3 as he progresses forward because we start with a 4-3-3. And I mean, I'll let me see if I can get a tactics board up because this might take a minute to sort of set up because I'm so tactically inept at doing things like this. Right, tactics board. I've got a tactics board open here from when I from when I was doing a different thing. Let me just see if I can stop screen, present, share tactics board. There we go. That's it. Ignore all the advertisements and things because that's just yeah. So tactics board there. I hate Google Ads so much. I can't clear them. That's just not going to happen. That is what it is. So yeah, tactics board. Let's see if I can clear all this. Yeah, clear that. Yeah. So let's just say this is us. I'm not going to number them because who's got the time, really? Like, no one's going to be asked to do that. But yeah, I don't think we're going to start in like a 3-4-3 ever. I just don't think that's the way Slot ever wanted to set up. He relies too much on his fullbacks. Let me make sure that's actually seen. Yeah. He's not someone who's going to sort of drop his philosophy because we're signing Frimpong, who's a bit more of an attack-minded player. There will be a reason for Frimpong, don't get me wrong. But the way I think it's going to go is, say, if we're in a situation where Frimpong progresses forward, you know, he's not someone. He's someone who can go out wide over Salah. He can overlap from Salah, and I think that towards the end of this season, we've seen Salah get doubled up on a lot. There's been so many instances where when he has the ball, two defenders are on him, and he just gets crowded out, and he needs someone to relieve that pressure. And I think if we're looking at Frimpong, he can go out wide here on the right hand side, or if Salah's in this position, he can go inverted. You'll have two centre backs here. I'll see if I can just put a defensive back line or something like that for the other team. But they're going to have one or two options. They're only going to be able to go after one player, and this is what Frimpong's going to bring. We'll get on to Kerkez again shortly. Most teams play like a free. What is it? Like it's 4-3-3 nowadays, isn't it? Just every single person plays 4-3-3. Let's just do that. Do that. There. There. I use a trackpad as well, hence the reason why this is moving so slow. We need three more centre backs. I don't know about three, Jesus, maybe, but three might be a lot. But yeah, what I'm thinking is, say if Salah goes here, left back's going to have to go to this area, and then you're going to have Jeremy Frimpong. Salah tends to get doubled up on, so there's like two players on him. Frimpong is either going to go out wide. I don't want to upgrade. No, I don't want to upgrade. Go away. Frimpong's either going to go this way out wide, and he's going to have left back following him, and he's going to have space there for Salah to run into. It's going to have this whole area here to run into if he chooses to. He's got a centre back, but then there's other options. You've got Szoboszlai who's going to be running through. But the way I think Jeremy Frimpong is going to do it is Jeremy Frimpong is going to go very inverted. He's not someone who overlaps too much. He's going to go this way. And I think when he does come inverted and he does start moving into midfield more, we're going to go into a sort of that double pivot that we've seen with McAllister and Gravenberg. Someone out wide here. Frimpong's going to move in, and then we're going to move into that shape because we've seen it time and time again. And then Gravenberg's someone who can drop back into the back four if you need to, because Kerkez and Frimpong are not going to. They're not overly relied on defensively. I don't think they're going to be for us. Trent hasn't been called into action too much. Obviously, you know, Kerkez, same sort. Not Kerkez, Robertson, same sort of thing. I think when Frimpong here does inevitably move into midfield, we will naturally drop into that double pivot because it offers more support. And then you've got the likes of Diaz, you've got whoever the striker is that we sign. I want Florian Wirtz. We can get into that shortly. Salah out here. You've then got Frimpong who can go inverted, who can go out wide. He's going to be followed up closely by McAllister. That's where the 3-4-3 is going to come in. I don't think that we need to do that. I don't think we need to permanently start matches. I think we'll just naturally transition into that. I mean, switch to a 3-4-3, we'd need three centre. Oh, right, yeah, I see that, yeah. Some people see two flying fullbacks and jump to 3-4-3 without looking at the other positions. Yeah, I get that. That's absolutely fine. I think I don't want to see us do three at the back. I think the last time we consistently did three at the back was when it was Brendan Rodgers and we had like Emre Can, Sacco, and was Skirtle in that back three as well. It was the 2014-15 season, and he only did it for a bit because it worked slightly. My dog's down here and the dog's just staring at me. But yeah, I don't see us ever starting with a 3-4-3. I just don't think that's the way that we're gonna operate. We'll transition into it naturally because, like when we played against Fulham earlier in the season, Robertson got sent off in that match. We ended up with Gravenberg dropping in deep in between the centre backs and offering that extra layer of support. That's how we're going to do it. Frimpong's going to be that way. Kerkez, let's say this is Kerkez. This is where the big positive is going to come. Kerkez likes to bomb up the wing. So let's go back to the formation we were in. Let's go back to that 4-3-3. And that's there. Let me just change to the mouse again. There we go. So we tend to operate with Gravenberg starting as like the sole pivot, so to speak. It always starts off with just Gravenberg. If people are getting like stressed over the numbers and stuff, I can't be bothered changing. I'm not gonna lie. Let's just use your imagination, people. Let's just pretend. It was the 2014-15 season. It was Skirtle, Sacco, and Torre. It was, and then Emre Can filled in for a bit. I think Torre got injured, if I'm right in remembering. But yeah, you are right. It's just Emre Can did drop in at one point. I remember we played Bournemouth once, and he was playing at the back. But anyway, yeah, Gravenberg's going to start off there. Kerkez is going to be this area on the top. He's going to be operating just around that area. And if we need that little bit of extra, like if we want to just make sure that sort of proof of that, this is Kerkez's heat map for the season. This is where he's been predominantly operating on Bournemouth's left-hand side. He is so midfield orientated. Like, he's not too heavy in the attacking area. He's not too heavily in the defensive area. And that's where he's going to operate for us the majority of the time. He's not going to be too defensive minded. He's not going to be too this way. He'll do it when it's called of him, but he's going to be in this area up here. So let's say he's here, he's bombing forward. And then you've got Frimpong going wherever he decides to go. He's like the Hobbit. He's like Bilbo Baggins. He's off on an adventure somewhere. Don't know. He's going to go inverted. He's going to go out wide. And that's going to offer support for Salah in this area of the pitch. Let's just sort of highlight that. There we go. So you're thinking, oh, shit. Like, it's two here. Look at all that space there for them to run into. No, that's not how it's going to work. Obviously, at that point, we tend to go into a double pivot anyway. We tend to have Gravenberg and McAllister drop here. But at that point, we're going to go there. Van Dijk is probably going to spread out that way. Gravenberg will drop here. And that's when you go to that three at the back system. Oh, sorry, Van Dijk's normally on that side. Canate here. If we're keeping Canate, sign the fucking deal. And yeah, we'll go to that three at the back. And then you've got McAllister who can come back. He'll sort of operate here. And we sort of go to a bit of a 3-4-3. Obviously, when Frimpong moves over here, they spread out a bit. We've seen it this season, like it's like they've got a rope around them, the midfield. When space frees up, they will naturally move into better positions. And I'm excited to see it. I don't see us ever starting off with that, but that's the way we will naturally transition to. We'll naturally transition into that 3-3-4 even formation at points, because we're going to have a wide player. Salah's still going to be up there. Frimpong's going to offer support. Kerkez is going to do the exact same thing. Kerkez is going to bomb up and down this area, creating chances, coming inverted. He's going to help Diaz. Like, it's really exciting. It's really, really exciting to see this season. And look at that. Like, what do? You can't go over here to help to protect from Kerkez and most likely Diaz or Gakpo, because you leave this much space here for whoever our striker is. I'll take Florian Wirtz. Thank you very much. It's exciting. I'm really, really excited to see what the plan is. And for Milos Kerkez, who's a good price player, who's took the league by storm, nothing's been confirmed yet. He could turn around and fuck us off like Lavia did, like Caicedo did. I don't see it. I think this is a deal which is going to get done easy. Definitely. I'm going to go back to full screen for now, just while I'm answering a few of the comments. 2014-15, yeah. Emre Can at centre-back, those were the days. They were not. They were not the days. I'm not having it. I like Emre Can, don't get me wrong, but he's a midfielder. I did not yarn for the days where, or pine for the days where Emre Can was centre-back. I mean, it worked at a point. Don't fix what isn't broken, but the team was already broken at that point, so... Excuse me while I have a sip of my coffee. Let's go. Another one. Absolutely. Not done yet. Frimpong is happening today, supposedly, but Kerkez is... Negotiations are underway. That's all it is at the moment. There's negotiations. Personal terms apparently aren't going to be an issue. It's just the fee. 40 million is the touted round price. But according to multiple sources, there is no worry about this deal getting done. Emre Chan was class. Yeah, I think he was good. I liked Emre Chan. I didn't think he was awful, but yeah. I think we're going for something similar with the two fullbacks bombing forward and having the six tucking in the defence, sort of like with a false back. Exactly what I just said then. I completely agree. Gravenberg is gonna, you know, drop in between the centre backs. We're going to end up in that three at the back formation like we did against Fulham when Robertson fell away. And we're going to look like that. I say look like that. It's a bit of a shamble at the moment, but yes, I completely agree with you. Three at the back. Let's say that's Luis Diaz or Gakpo, preferably. When Frimpong bombs forward, like we're seeing here, when Kerkez inevitably bombs forward, and the two fullbacks are off on some sort of adventure, and it's like when you pull Hot Wheels cars back and they shoot off up the street, that's what's going to happen. Gravenberg here is going to drop into this area in between Van Dijk and Canate. Hopefully, sign the deal, Canate, and we're going to go into that shape, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine. I think that's not a problem. That's what I'm expecting. Hungary versus Holland in our five sides will be tasty. That's class. I love that. Being sarcastic, he says about Chan. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I apologise. I thought that was a genuine, sincere comment about Emre Chan being centre back. Definitely not. I have more faith in you, Anfield Irishman. I know you're not someone who's going to suggest Emre Chan at centre back was a good idea. Although I said for Roy Evans that I think he'd do quite well in that position. My mate, hello, thank you very much. Klopp did something similar with Fabinho, with Trent, and Robbo bombing forward. Exactly. Wijnaldum's main role in Liverpool, while he could get forward, his role was when Trent bombs forward, Wijnaldum fills in the gap, and I think that's what Gravenberg is going to do because Frimpong is just. It's like if you've given a kid sugar and he's just off. He's ran off. He's seen something shiny in the distance. Frimpong's going to stay attacking. Kerkez will do the same type of thing. Class. Absolutely. Thank you very much. I'm doing a watch long later for Brighton and Liverpool. I implore everyone to go watch it. Jordan Hyman. I was watching a bit last night, actually. I quite enjoyed it. But yeah, Kerkez, though, what a signing. What a signing that could be. Who's the next person on the agenda? Who's the next person that Liverpool should be looking to sign this summer? I put a poll up on my YouTube channel. I'll see if I can find it, actually. And it was a very mixed reaction, so to speak. Let me just. Where are we? Posts. There we go. That's the one. That's the one. So I need to get better at this screen sharing stuff. It's not my forte. I'm not gonna lie. So I put who would you sign next for Liverpool? I keep forgetting I need to zoom in because you guys can't really see it very well from that screen. I need to sort all this out. Don't worry, I will do it at some point when I can be bothered. So the bottom one's Florian Wirtz, just so that everyone can know that. I put of these four midfielders, who are you wanting to sign? Florian Wirtz has absolutely smashed the vote on 68%. He's the main what people want to sign this summer. It then went Adam Wharton on 17%, Ryan Cherky on 9%, and Xavi Simons was the bottom on 6%. And I was a little bit shocked by that one, to be honest. I'm not a big Xavi Simons fan, but I thought there might have been one or two people who were maybe looking at him and thinking, you know, good player, get him for a good fee. He's obviously leaving RB Leipzig. They're not getting Champions League, and he can't be arsed sticking around for that. He has got an annoying look about him, I will admit, but no, I didn't expect it to go that way. Who's the next person that everyone would sign? Like, put it in the comments. What's your business going forward if we're signing Kerkez next? Who's after that? What's the plan? Do we wait a little bit longer before we make our next sign? Do we go out straight away and just try and get it done ASAP? How's everyone thinking this season is going to go? Like, what's the plan going forward? I'm I don't know. I'm sort of back and forth on it. I really, really am. I think Wirtz would be a great one, and there's obviously interest from Bayern. There's obviously interest from Man City. They will swoop in like fucking vultures, the Saudi Arabian vultures. That's City, by the way, not Bayern. Bayern, fair enough. I've got no complaints about Bayern. But City will try and swoop in. Bayern will try and swoop in. And I cannot be asked with it. I don't want to get into a big struggle with them. Anthony Dysman says Wirtz. For me, Wirtz and Wharton and possibly another striker. I mean, the issue is, I think if you sign Florian Wirtz, that's going to cost what 120, and then a striker is going to cost you what striker are you wanting? Is it like an Ekatike? Is it an Isak? Is it a Sesko? Who are you thinking is the best option in the striker area? Just out of curiosity, I from that list, Wirtz personally a Nunez replacement. I think Wirtz can be a Nunez replacement. I just think he'd do a false nine. I think he would. He's so good at. I was looking at his stats the other day and I was doing a comparison. His stats this season are better than Roberto Firmino's in 2019-20. And I know the different positions, so to speak, but I think Firmino operated so deep at points, it was almost like he was an attacking midfielder. I think Florian Wirtz would be ideal in a false nine because Slot wants a false nine. He doesn't want a striker. I don't think he wants someone who's going to be on the end of chances, finishing left, right, and centre. We've got Salah for that. I think he wants someone who can accommodate the likes of Salah more, the likes of Diaz and Gakpo more. I don't see him sort of going out and signing someone. Jonathan David's a good example. I think I know Chelsea were interested, but there was another club that were in him because I'm sure his contract's over. I'm sure I saw that the other day that his contract's running out, so that he's looking to move on elsewhere. I'm going to put I'm going to stop sharing that screen, and I'm going to share the good news. There we go. That's better. Yeah, Jonathan David. I'm sure he was linked with a good number of clubs. I know Chelsea was definitely one. Nkunku we were getting linked with. I don't want Nkunku. I'm all right, thank you. I can live without that. Keep getting your comments in as well, guys, by the way. I'll respond to all of them if you've got any questions. Anything you want to know? Any suggestions, top 10s, questions, anything you like. I've just remembered there was a comment I didn't reply to. Where was that? Because I saw the name of God. I would absolutely love a Risa regen right now. His left foot was on the same level of satisfaction as much as it would be if I woke up next to a motorcycle seeing Megan Fox. You know what? I think Reese is better. I think Reese is better than that. John Arne Reese is the greatest of all time. Will not hear otherwise. John Arne Reese is the best. He's my favourite player. And I can't wait to do that top 10 favourite players list when people give a shit. I can't wait for that. There's a 6-foot pot plant on Temu for $2.99. That's a new Nunez replacement and money left over for Wirtz. Oh, it's probably got the same finishing ability. That's, yeah. Well, he's getting cold. I'm getting too into this. Look, Nunez is he is what he is, but we'll come on to that a different day. I'm sure when we sign a striker and we sell Nunez, everyone will be coming out and saying all they want to. I'm not going to rip into him too much. I just think Wirtz he's a composed finisher. He's someone who's capable on the ball. He's great with progressive carries and passes. He's great at finding players. And I think his through balls, the way he operates and plays, it's subtle, so to speak. It's just a nice little one touch through and behind. He's not someone who's overtly trying to do too much. He's a very competent player, but he's someone who he creates space for others, and that's why I think he would be great as the false nine for Liverpool. I think if you put him in that front line, he comes deep. You've got so many other attacking options. Now with Frimpong there as well and Kerkez, you need someone to just fill in a few gaps a bit deeper in the pitch, so to speak. And I think Florian Wirtz in that area would be ideal. We're going to end up in that sort of 3-4-3 formation, like I said, when we do attack, like we've seen with PSG, with the do with Hakimi. I don't think they have like an out-and-out goal scorer in the centre either. Most of it comes from the likes of Dembele. And I just think Liverpool need to go down the same route. I don't think Slot wants an out-and-out goal scorer striker. It doesn't necessarily work, so to speak. I think he wants someone who fits the system more. We missed out on Firmino under Slot by 1 year, and that really saddens me because we would have dick the league this season. I know we did anyway, but we would have tore it apart having Firmino in that team. He would free Salah up to no end. And it's a shame that we didn't get to see it. It's a shame that that wasn't something that we were able to do. But yeah, it is what it is. Milos Kerkez, though. I don't really know. There's a few different ways of looking at it. I think with Kerkez, he's someone who very good attacking, like I've said. He's good defensively. But I think for a 21-year-old left back, and the left back market's not it's not thriving. There's a couple of players, but it's not like it's particularly like what have you got in the league? You've got Anthony Robinson, who's 28, Munoz from Palace is 28, Aiton Yuri, his stars sort of declined a little bit. There's not a vast market for left backs, and you're able to get Kerkez for what's rumored to be about 35, 40 million pounds. Like that's a bargain. That is an absolute steal. And Richard Hughes this season has been there's so many people who are giving stick and saying that last summer we signed Chiesa, who's done fuck all. We signed Mamadashvili, who's been on loan for a season, but he's coming to us this season. All right, we're in a better position in terms of our goalkeeper, maybe. Obviously, depends what happens with Kelleher. Obviously, depends what happens with Allison, etc. We're now that area of the pitch is secure for the next good few years, like what 6, 7 years. Right back, Chiesa is not a bad signing either. He's £10 million. That's a gamble, and it's a gamble that maybe hasn't worked, but it was £10 million. How many Hungarian Premier League players can you name? Shit. Oh crap! My mind's gone completely blank. Peter Golaski? Was Peter Golaski Hungarian, or am I getting that completely wrong? The former Liverpool goalkeeper who went to Tranmere, RB Leipzig. If you're talking about current, I'll give it a go, but I'm not holding my breath. But no, like I don't know. I think if you're talking about Milos Kerkez as Richard Hughes, even he's someone who last season he got a lot of stick for for the fact that we just didn't go out and we didn't expend too much, and people were expecting us to come in. And we were like, he was going to come in and he was going to come with Julian Ward, Michael Edwards, and we were going to absolutely rip the market apart and we were going to completely batter it. And that's not happened. But that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Like, it does not bother me too much because we've bided our time and we're signing Frimpong and Kerkez for cheap as chips. I'm trying to think because I can't. Hungarian players. Yeah, Peter Golaski. I'm sure you said then how many Hungary. Yeah, yes, he's Hungarian. Peter Golaski. Okay, cool. That was one. Oh, Adam Bogdan. Adam Bogdan. He was Hungarian. I'm sure he was. Goalkeeper. Crap. Played like he had his legs tied. Made the mistake against Watford and Exeter. Was it Exeter he made the cock up against? He was Hungarian, I'm sure. Obviously Kerkez, Szoboszlai. There's not too many. I don't think there's too many. I think they wanted the season to do an audit of the squad before they did anything. Yeah, that's what I mean. I think they've taken the time. Slot said himself last summer, and he was ripped for it by all the FSG outers and stuff. Like, I just want to see what I've got first. If he'd have gone out and gutted the squad, if he'd have gone out and he went, you know what, fuck Szoboszlai, fuck Robbo, fuck McAllister, all these lads, go Gravenberg, off you pop. We would not. I don't think we'd have won the league. I don't think we would have. There have been too many changes. He's kept the nucleus of the squad together. He's kept the core components together, and he's seen what works. And he's been able to get the best out of Ryan Gravenberg for a starter. He's been able to. I think this has been McAllister's best season. And while there's people who will say, "Well, he should have done this last season," we're now in a position this summer where we can spend and spend and spend because we have not frivolously spunked our money up the wall. And that is something that so many people can't understand. And yes, I completely agree that we do need to show a bit more ambition. We do need to show a little bit more desire in terms of signing our players. But we are not in any risk of breaching any financial rule. We're not in risk of having points deductions or fines or being like audited with 115 different charges. We can go out now and we can spend money because we've been thrifty and smart with it. And we won the league. We won the league as despite not signing all these players. And now we're in a scenario where we can go out and we can sign Frimpong and Kerkez, and we've done our due diligence and we've got another season of research. And yes, sometimes we do miss out on people because we do take a bit too long. Chouameni, Bellingham, Caicedo, Lavia, the list goes on and on and on. But we've got another season now of information and research behind these lads. We're signing Frimpong and Kerkez before the season is even over, and we're going into the summer window where we're competing with City and Bayern for Florian Wirtz. We're linked with the likes of Ekatike, Sesko, Xavi Simons, Ryan Cherky. Like, we are linked with every player under the sun, and all of whom seem to be wanting to leave their clubs. It's smart. We're going to spend money this summer. Richard Hughes has done his work. Michael Edwards has done his work. Arne Slot's definitely done his work, and he's got some sort of involvement with this transfer selection and the way everything's working. I've got no problem with the fact that we waited a year. I've got absolutely no problem with waiting for that period of time because we won the league in the process. We reached the cup final. Yeah, Champions League went the way it did, and the FA Cup was an utter shit show. But who cares? I'm Googling Hungarian Premier League players because I can see comments coming in of people naming them, and it's giving me stress. Let's have a look. Former Hungarian Premier League players. I haven't got the look of sounding smart now when I'm typing up lists and stuff. Martin Fulop, Dominic Solanke, Szoboszlai, Jesus, Adam Bogdan, Tomas Priskin, Milos Kerkez, Zoltan Gira. Yeah, that was West Brom. I do remember that actually. There's not been too many. There's actually been quite a limited amount of Hungarian Premier League players. It's not really a nation that particularly thrives, I don't think, footballing wise. We are showing intent. I think next season is going to be scary for the other teams. I completely agree. Arne Slot said himself, like, all these other teams are going to spend copious amounts of money. He said City spent 200 million in January alone. So he knows teams have the firepower financially to do the same thing, and they will. Chelsea will inevitably strengthen. Arsenal already have with Zubimendi, and they're probably going to sign a striker, hence like Isak or Ekatike or Jonathan Davis or something. City are going to strengthen because the rules don't apply to them. Doesn't matter if you're in 115 charges. Spend your money all you want. We don't care. Do what you want. If you want to spend money and put yourself in more financial debt, fucking fine. The rules don't apply to them. Arsenal will sign about another 10 players, and Arteta will come out and moan saying that he's had injuries and red cards. And even though the squad's huge, fucking don't. They're all going to strengthen. They're all going to get stronger. It is what it is. We are going to do the same. We are already doing the same, and we are going out and we're signing two of the most sought after fullbacks in Europe, and we're not done there. And that's before the season's even over. That cannot be stressed enough. And I think Frimpong will get unveiled on the last day of the season with the trophy lift. And I think Kerkez, if it's done quick enough, maybe do the same. FSG have played it well. A year assessing the squad and win a league while doing it. I do think we overachieved by winning the league. I don't think there was many people thought that we were going to do that. But I don't think they expected us to be in that scenario. Jesus Christ. But it's a year of research. We've gone out and we've identified targets. We've identified players that we want to sign. Like they've said, we've been good boys and we've saved up our pocket money, and now we can spend it all in one go. I'm fine with that. I don't want to see us rush out and sign whoever, whenever. Go back to 2014 and we sold Suarez, and with the ownership and Brendan Rodgers and everyone was like, shit, we don't know what to do. Let's get Balotelli. Let's get Lambert. Let's get Markovic. Let's get Lallana and Lovren and I can't. Who the fuck else did we sign? Emre Can. You can have a calculated window, and we've done that so far. We've bided our time and we've done it right, and we've got so much money to spend now. We know who needs improvement. We know that a left back now is an improvement. If you go back to last summer, the main area of the pitch where we felt we needed to improve was the number 6 role. Every day, number 6, number 6, number 6. And now this season, that's not even a priority area anymore because we've seen Gravenberg do that. We've got Badge coming back. I wouldn't have said left back last summer. Now I am, and now we're getting a left back. We didn't know Trent was going because he decided to string us along like a fanny. We know he's going now, so we've signed Frimpong. We know definitely we need a striker. We're in such a better scenario because we've waited. Because we've waited and we know what we need as a squad. We know the areas of the pitch that need improvement. And because we've saved up our pocket money like a little kid who's been getting a quid every week and I saved it up and then they go out and they buy something big with their money like an Xbox game rather than spending it on sweets at the corner shop. We are in a strong position where we can buy the best and we're doing just that. Selling Suarez and buy that Dross was like selling a Ferrari and buying a Skoda. If the Skoda had one wheel, no petrol, no engine, and the fucking top had been cut off, then yes. And that was just Balotelli. Don't even want to get into Ricky Lambert and his Dross. No offense, Ricky, but you know, it is what it is. Quick prediction for tonight. It depends how much everyone's been drinking, really. I don't know. I'm not. Tonight's gonna be a interesting one. I don't want to say that we're going to go out and going to win. I think we're away at the AMX Stadium. I think that Brighton probably do pick up the win. Got more to play for. I just think we're going to rotate. I'm going to go for like a 2-0. No, you know what? Fuck that. 2-2 draw. Another 2-2 draw. I'm not predicting us to lose. Fuck that. Like, you know, who's doing that? Brighton will probably get something from it, but I think it's going to be like a 2-2 draw. Buying 5 second-hand Skodas. I mean, who did we sign? So we got Balotelli, wank. Ricky Lambert, conspiracy theory wank. Markovic, I'm not even going to touch on him. Lovren, you know what? I liked Lovren. He did have his moments where he was just utter, like, batshit Looney Tunes. But that is what it is. And then we had Lallana. I loved having Lallana. I thought Lallana was great. Have a great day, mate. I will see you on the next one. Thank you very much. We're going to be wrapping up soon anyway. I do appreciate you coming on. Yeah, I'm happy that we've got to this point where we've bided our time and we've identified who we want. And I don't want to be one of these clubs who just goes out and spends and spends and spends and it doesn't work because you're remembered more for your bad signings, more so than the players you didn't sign. We will be remembered for Andy Carroll forever. Chouameni is something that never gets brought up that often. Bellingham is the same because we're winning leagues now. You get remembered for the players that you waste money on. Darwin Núñez is a prime example of that. And I'm happy that we've got ourselves in this situation. And I'm really excited. First live I've caught. Top stuff. Keep it up. Thank you very much, Stephen. I do appreciate that. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I do appreciate it. Well, I'm gonna start doing the live stuff a lot more. The lists are never going to stop. They're going to be a weekly thing. I've still got other content coming out. I just like doing the live stuff. It's nice to actually interact and get my face out there because I don't do it a lot. And it's nice to actually be able to speak to you all and get your thoughts and opinions. But yeah, please make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I would appreciate that. And I'm excited about this summer. I really, really am. Let me know what you are all thinking about this summer because I think it's going to be incredible. As long as there's no major departures, I know Trent going is like a fly in your cornflakes. That's fine. Take it out, move on. I just don't want to see someone like I don't want to see Konate go, but if he's not going to sign a new deal, we've got no choice. I don't want to see too many big departures. We need to be smart. We need to go out and we need to sign properly. And I think we are. I'd rather have 3 signings hit the ground running rather than signing 100 randos. We don't want to be Chelsea because half of the people they've signed have been dog shit. And I think they've sold some already. Chukwuemeka's out on loan, I think, at Dortmund, if I remember that right. Or Ugachukwu, one of them is. Nkunku has not worked. Kukurea has only just started getting good. Koulibaly was shite. Like, I don't want to be that club. I just don't want to be. I'd rather buy my time and sign 1 or 2 a window that are good than I would going out and spend frivolous amounts of money. You go back to 2017 and we signed Salah, Ox, and Robbo, all of whom were good players. Ox was just injury prone. Salah's the best right winger in Premier League history, and Robertson's probably he's not actually Cole. One of the best left backs in Premier League history. Like, I'd rather do that than sign 10 players and 8 of them be shite and 2 of them be good. Because it doesn't work. Tottenham did it when they sold Bale. We did it when we sold Suarez. But we did it when we sold Coutinho, but we did it smart. And we didn't even go nuts then. We signed Fabinho, Alisson, Van Dijk in the January before, and Xherdan Shaqiri. And that's one of our best ever transfer windows. I'm fine biding our time. I've got no issue with us taking our time, picking who we want, identifying the weak points of the team, and then going from there. That's fine with me. And there's people who will sit there and say, well, this shows a lack of ambition. It's not. It's smart ownership. It's smart business sense. And FSG, they aren't going to give two shits about the club. They're not. All right. We just need to resign ourselves to that fact. I'm not FSG in or out. I could not care. It's too much tribalistic nonsense. I don't care about what goes on behind the scenes in that regard. I take an interest in this club. I take an interest in the way that we play on the pitch. I take an interest in all the behind the scenes stuff apart from ownership discussions because I don't care. I just don't care. If I go to a shop, I want to buy stuff in the shop. I don't care who owns it. It's not of an interest to me. We do not show ambition sometimes. The season after we won the Champions League, we signed Harvey Elliott and Sepp van den Berg. And we went and won the league the next season. And the season after we won the league, we signed Simicast, wasn't groundbreaking. Jota, we didn't necessarily need him, but he turned out good. And Thiago Alcantara, who was more broken than a Weetabix with a bit of milk on it. There are windows where we're frustrating. I'm not going to dispute that. But there's windows like the season we signed Fabinho and Alisson, etc. Last summer, where we signed Szoboszlai, McAllister, Endo, Gravenberg. This summer, we're signing Frimpong and Kerkez. We seem to take like a year off and then go for it. And the signings that we make, you can't name too many bad signings under the FSG ownership. Obviously, the early days, yes, fine, Balotelli, Lambert, yada, yada, yada. There has been a few stinkers. Fabio Carvalho is one that you can name. Like, there have been bad ones. With the way we're operating this summer, I'm happy. And if Frimpong and Kerkez is just the start, fucking hell, I cannot wait to see where it ends up. Let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments. How are you feeling about the fact that Kerkez is in negotiations with us? How are you feeling about Jeremy Frimpong joining? Let me know what you make of our business this summer. I'm going to give this like another 5 minutes or so before I shoot off. And yeah, just keep getting the comments in, guys. Like and subscribe as well. It really, really does help out if you haven't done it already. We're on 4,669 at the minute. I said the dirty number, but the views are on the same number. How splendid. Yeah, I think we've been very smart this summer. Just sell the deadwood, sell the players that don't work. Or not even the deadwood, just the people who can't get into this team. I think Nunez needs to go, definitely. Costas is probably on his way out. I think Kelleher will go, but that's not a critique on him. He's the best. Like, he's too good to even declare him as a backup keeper. He's just Keane Kelleher is amazing, but I think for his career he needs to get out. I'm sure the Irish coach said that as well himself. Actually, like he does need to get a move on to actually keep his place in the team or something, or just for his career in general. I see him going. I wouldn't be shocked if Diaz left. Endo, I want to keep Endo, but I wouldn't be stunned if he left either. Don't really know. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. I will see you all next time. There's going to be another list video coming out very, very soon. More of these coming out because I really enjoy doing these live streams. They're fun. They're a great way to interact with you guys. And yeah, Milos Kerkez. Fucking so excited. I'd still like a midfielder to cover Grav. Endo is bro, but he can't play in those big games. A centre half, a centre half we need to be planning for Van Dijk going in a couple of years, and a striker, please. I agree with the striker. I agree with all of them, and I've definitely agree with the number 6, and we need someone to cover Gravenberg because Badge Titch deserves the opportunity to do so. I think he showed promise when he was here, and I think he showed that he is capable of playing the way that we need to. He just needs to get back to full fitness, yada yada. Endo is a good player to have if you need someone to fill in at centre back or right back or DM. Just someone who can just fill in roles like a James Milner type player. That's absolutely fine. I've got no issue with that. But we do need someone who can rotate around Grav because we saw this season towards the end how shattered he is. Adam Wharton is my pick. Stifler from Stuttgart is another one I'd be really interested in getting. I think there's a good number of players that you could that Liverpool could sign. And we are looking at number 6 as we do need someone who can rotate around and Gravenberg. Whether we do it or not, I don't really know. Who would you guys be going for? And yeah, thank you all very much for watching. Milos Kerkez, Jeremy Frimpong. It's been a good 48 hours. Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you all in the next one. Please click like.